What's up, guys? It's Miss T Lovely. In all honesty, this is the third time that I have pressed record on this here button, and this is the last time I'm going to do it. Um, I have a lot on my mind, a lot I need to say in this update. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is, I'm not going to be started over because I had to say that. This is week 22, which is officially my 5 month surgery. My surgery date was June 28th, 2011, and I was released from the hospital June 29th at 7:50 p.m. Um, for those of you who have just begun traveling my journey, like I said, I think I said, with me, I had a very hard time in the hospital. I was given medication that I was allergic to. As far as pain meds, I was given codeine, and I'm allergic to codeine. We found out, which is really bad to be already have some pain, which is going to come from surgery, then to be giving more pain via medication you're not supposed to be being given. I had bruises all over my arms. My blood pressure was dropping dangerously low to the point that they thought I would slip away. Um, oh, I know I did. I thought I would. It was that part of it was a horrible experience. But my surgeon, Dr. Mark Mahabapaya, some of you, I have said it in one of my videos. Yeah, I love him. He's a big deal to me. He did star on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The last season, he took out Rob's appendix because he had appendicitis. Um, like I said, I'm probably gonna get him on camera for you guys one day. But he's awesome, 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 and he did a good job. But it was the nurse I had that wasn't tending to my needs. And before I go on with my update, I want to get into that a little bit because a friend of mine, I make this look easy. Oh 05. I know if you gotten past this, I wanted to hit on this. Nobody talks about the bad parts of weight loss surgery. I noticed that, well, for me, I'm subscribed to a lot of peeps, and I guess I came in just like other people did on mine's a little bit while they're into their journeys. And some people, everybody differs. Everybody doesn't go through an ordeal or go through a transition, but we all have some type of form of pain. Um, this is not an easy decision that you come to, and people need to know that some things can happen. Like me, I had the unfortunate um, thing where I was allergic to some medication, which just took me on a world, just put me through a whirlwind of things that I didn't even have, I shouldn't have to even go through, to the point where actually I could have sued the hospital for their negligence, but I'm not that type. They corrected their wrong. They got me a better nurse, and she gave me the medication I needed. Of course, this was a suggestion, like I was saying in my last video, by my sister, that I get another nurse, that I report this. So I wasn't supposed to be in the pain that I was in. I was hurling. I was throwing up. I couldn't even sit up. I was in so much pain. If I tried to sit up, I would fall off the bed. Like, I had to have one of those toilets by my bed that, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so embarrassed to have to use that. And I could barely walk. And then I had people telling me, I had the physical therapist come in and tell me, you just need to try a little bit harder. And I was like, you don't know, you have no idea the pain I am. I'm trying hard. I'm not one that I rest on my laurels. I was in excruciating pain. I was in agony. And I believe that every WLS patient, if you haven't experienced this, you will at one point, for whatever reason, they regret the surgery at least once. I, in that moment, regretted it due to what I was put through because of the pain meds that I was given that did not help the pain, they increased the pain. And what I was put through thereafter. Of course, I got better because, like I said, I got the medicine I needed, and I got a more attentive nurse. If you haven't seen that video and you would like to see it, you can pause me here, and I will send you over there. I'll put a link to it. Can't stand what I can. Here, bam. So, yeah, go check that out if you like. Um, I've gotten through it, but I'm still here. I don't regret making the decision that I made. Um, there's a lot that I want to talk about. I know that this video is already 5 minutes in. Hopefully whoever is meant to watch it watches it. I didn't even mean to say all that. But anyhow, for the last 3 weeks, this has been going on even with my losses. And I have to put this out here for myself. Who hopefully it's of a help to somebody. Hopefully. If you haven't experienced this and you can't even relate, please don't leave comments that are not nice. Just period, point blank. I will remove them. I will not let you post. I'm not going to take those. Anyhow, moving on. The last 3 weeks, because my life has been hectic, as you guys know, I just recently got custody of my sister. A whirlwind of things have been happening with my finances. Both my cars broke down, which I have to pay $1,300 just for my car. My husband's car needs fixing. How much that's what's going to cost. What else? Trying to get things that she needs for herself and getting everything. It's just a lot. And I'm the type of person, I'm going to just be real with you guys. I like to be in control of what I can be in control of, because I'm reminded of the serenity prayer. And I may get it wrong because I always do mess the wording up. But it says, God grant me the serenity to change the things that I can change. And don't worry about the things I can't change. And the wisdom to know the difference. I know I reworded the thing, but you guys get what I'm saying. For those of you who know the serenity prayer. I can't control everything. And that's been my problem for a very long time. And when I can't control everything, I feel like everything's out of control. And because of that, I've been stress eating. And I know I'm not the only one going through this. I've been hearing it a lot. But I've been stress eating. I'm taking responsibility for what I've been doing. I know not none of us is perfect. And I don't want anybody to ever get that perception of me. Because Lord knows I'm not perfect. Yes, I'm losing consistently. And I have those occasional gains or whatever that are very small that are gone the next day or the next week. But it's not without a fight. I had my little sister, she looks at me, she goes, losing weight's just so easy for you. And I was just like, no, it's not. I was just talking to a young lady the other week, just last week, and she was telling me how she's only lost 42 pounds in 9 months since she's gotten the band, the realized band, the same thing I have. And it just made me I've realized, of course, like I always say, the stigmatization behind weight loss surgery, but just how people just don't get it. Just how hard this is. This band is not making me choose the right foods. This band is not making me bust my behind in the gym. It's not making me do those things. And the band is not controlling my mind. Like so many of us say, we get weight loss surgery on the body. We don't get it on the mind. We have to fix this and work on this. And so to say all that, I like to say, I've been eating so stressfully to the point, I've been subconsciously sabotaging myself. Because when I'm not in control, I feel like I'm out of control too. And I've been eating so to the point where my ribs hurt. And I'm eating the same amount of calories, and probably like 100 over, because my calories range from 850 to 1,050 or 1,000 max. And I'm not even giving my body time to digest the other food. I'm putting food on top of that food in me. And I'm like, Miss T Lovely, for those of you guys who know my name, I'm like, Miss T Lovely, aka you know who, get it together. Get it together. And I'm putting this out here so I can free myself from it. Because I'm like, and I'm trying stuff, and I'm finding myself trying it. And my sister and my husband both was like, you trying to make us into guinea pigs. You want us to, you'll bite something and you find out you don't like it and you want to give it to us and make us bigger. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was doing that. So if I want to try something, I try it. I'm 5 months out, and yesterday I just tried my first, no, I tried it before. This is the second time I actually ate it. A couple pieces of it. There was this pull apart donut. It's about this big. And I pulled 3 pieces off of it, and I didn't like it from the first bite. I'm like, why am I eating this? Like I said before, what is the root? And it's so funny. I talked about this in my last video about that very thing. Why I need to assess why I'm eating this. And you know, I feel like God has a funny way of making us not only eat our own words, but he'll test us with our own stuff. If you get what I mean, you follow me? Um, because it's so easy to say a thing, especially when things are going well. But you will be tested and you will be tried. I don't care where you at in your journey, at some point you will. I'm just being real. You're not realistically going to be perfect all the time. And I had to remind myself of that by watching my own video. You know, I was watching a couple of my videos from back, way back. And I was like, you know, I also too, long as I recognize what's going on, that's the important thing, and doing something about it. But I cannot be hard on myself either. I can't slap myself on the hand and say, oh my God, the road's over. That's it. I need to just quit my journey. No, that was my mistake before. The beautiful thing is I recognize my fault. And, you know, the significance of stress eating and pushing stuff in the band, you can have band slippage, you can have erosion. It's not a joke. And I'm like, I could possibly be risking my band, my not even my band, my life, because if that erodes into me, who knows what it can do to me if it slips. I know that this might sound outlandish for people, but I'm being realistic, y'all. I'm sorry. Um. Anyway, I had so much more to say. Um. But in a nutshell, weight loss surgery, getting it is not easy. It's only a stepping stone to where you want to go. Like I said in one of my videos, there's the beginning, the middle point, and there's the result. Right now, I was in the then, I'm in the now, and I'm getting to my result. And it matters not the mistakes that I make or what I try. It matters that it clicks and I recognize what I'm doing. Also, too, I want to talk really fast here about Pb'ing, productive burping. I had a really bad Pb'ing episode on Thanksgiving with my greens. My greens are really soft or whatever, and so was the meat. But I don't know if some things just sometimes they work with the band, sometimes they don't. And for with this particular situation, I had just eaten the greens earlier in the day with my food. For those of you guys who saw my Thanksgiving dinner video. Um, and if you haven't seen that one, I'll put a link here. Okay. Um, but it was the worst PBN episode ever. I kept constantly, it wasn't throwing up. I was throwing up this really thick, like, spit with the greens. It was horrible. You know, so I put it out here. I'm going to definitely work on what I need to work on. I'm going to keep going. Like I said, it's no joke with this band because you feel all this pressure here. You know, I can't be mad at my restriction, and I kind of feel like I got mad. I've been mad at my restriction a little bit. Um. Anyway, I hope this day update was helpful to someone. It was useful to somebody. Um. No, this is no cakewalk. No, this is not easy. Yes, it's trying, but we have to keep going. We can't be sitting at home and hiding when things start getting bad. We have to put it out here. You know, it's a lot of people who will take this and they will secretly eat and hide, you know, overeat and hide and feel bad, gain weight and hide and feel bad. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it all out here for you guys to know. I'm Misty Lovely's friend herself. And whatever anybody thinks, what you think about me is not my business. I know a lot of people want to see people fail so they, you know, if anybody's watching for that reason, you can keep on watching to see me succeed. But I thank you all for your support. I love you guys, and I'm getting to the other side. So I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys understood this update. Because it sounds like I did a lot of rambling and I went around in circles. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.